We are live. There we go.
All right, what is going on, everybody? Frankie here for the Bakersfield Gentlemen with my brother Miguel here at Clubbers Lounge, Bakersfield, California, on this unusually warm April day. You guys, today we are both smoking. What are we smoking today?
Today is the
Trust the
Trust the Process.
Process,
Yes.
which is one of our newest cigars. And I got to tell you, it's been quite a popular cigar, actually. I was thinking that the Lucky You or League of Assassins with this funny artwork would be in first place for our sales guild, but Trust the Process and Echelon Las Calles has been crazy neck and neck running up the board. So, hey, I guess it's just what people want, so that's what they're getting.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, if you judge a book by its cover, yes, the League of Assassins is hilarious. That Lucky You with the five aces is an awesome thing as well. But you can't argue with a really good San Andreas wrap cigar or a really great Habano like the
Mm-hmm.
Made in the Streets is. So if you guys want to try those, the link is in the description. Big shout out to our sponsors to my left and right, Artista Cigars, Cigar Heritage Festival, along with Cigar Heritage Shop and Lord Puffer Cigars in Escondido,
Yep.
and of course the Cigar Cathedral. Always wonderful people at all locations. And of course, wonderful people in the comments, Richard. And the wonderful doesn't stop because in the back room right now, waiting, he's doing push ups. I can see he wants to look good for you guys on camera, doing a shot of tequila so he feels loose. We've got an amazing guest. I always love having him on. Thanks to Frankie for reaching out, making sure he could be on today. And obviously, thanks to the gentleman. As you could probably tell, the title of it kind of gives it away a little bit. But that does not matter because I'm always glad to see him, and I'm gonna bring him on right now so I could say hello, brother. How is it going? I hope that intro was okay. I didn't want to
It
give
was
away too much.
terrific. I'm glad you read it exactly like I wrote it.
I
There you
wanted to
go.
let everyone know the kind of effort and the sophistication and the dedication you put on to coming on these shows. I've never
No,
seen.
everybody can see these pecs. They know I've been pumping iron, but you can see that just for you guys.
It's true. I mean, I wanted to start because they have a couple of the cigar ladies putting out their calendars. That's great and all. You know, they're very pretty. I get it. They know their cigars, but where's the men? Where we're gonna have your
I
calendar up?
made one of myself. I sold two of them. Chris bought both of them, so I don't know.
Makes
It's
sense.
we still have about 9,000 left. So if anybody wants one, just keep it to
A
yourself. I'm not
little
giving it.
little back ordered right there. Nothing or a little bit of back stock. Good, good. Hey, what is going on, Saran? How you doing, brother? And Eduardo, I'm so sorry if I missed you earlier, brother. Yeah, been a while. Yeah, it's been all the way since this morning when I did the morning show. It's been so long. Thank you guys for joining in that one as well. Great American Morning, back with a new time. Super early for us. Really good for the East Coast guys. Before we get too far into all this stuff, what are you smoking today?
A little aviator Cachon Ballon from, actually, we put in the box, I think, when was it? Last month? But a terrific principal cigar in a Vitola that has been missing from the line for the longest time. And just a freaking pleasure to smoke every single time.
Nice. I
Now,
love
you
that
guys,
size.
you guys did put that in a box, um, maybe like a year ago, and that was the larger size. I don't recall the actual name of the size, but I do remember smoking that cigar. Now, still doing a bit of sharing, but when you say the size was missing, um, can you
I
elaborate on
just,
that? I mean, do you mean like because they didn't have a smaller Vitola, or maybe that's just one that more suits your style?
it just a very, if you can see, the shape of it. So it's a very dynamic smoke that changes more, that gives more of the front stage front of the stage to different flavors that the other ones might not do. Uh, and I'll send you one so you can maybe do a review. Let me know what you think.
Definitely.
It sounds good. Sounds very good. And for those just watching, and Richard letting us know, they just got a text from you that is going to be on. And I guess the what is this deal? Because I think Saran put it on there for the Fuentes Unicorn Sampler. I love that. I love how you guys are right on top of it. Let everyone know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't get it, Frankie and Miguel? Look on your
Mm-mm. Did
phones.
not
You
get it.
should. Are you not in the text club?
I
Maybe
guess
I
I
not.
guess
guess
not. Yeah,
not.
I have to fix that problem.
Go on the website right now and press the join the text club. You want to be on there. That's where the really good stuff comes and goes really quickly. And yeah, and I mean we try to give priority to members, to Discord members, and to text club members. And then if there's any left, we put it in an email or something. But usually these just stuff that we put on as a unicorn, they just you
Get
got to be
snatched
quick.
up.
You
Yeah.
got to have your info like saved on the website and go in and add it and check out quickly because there's usually very little of them and really really coveted.
Now we did get a question asked by the president of Clippers, and he was asking about the Rojas, the street tacos, the breakfast tacos.
The,
He was looking to order some Maduros, but it seems like they're out. Now, is that something that's going to be another run, or is that just it for the run?
no, no, it is going to be another run. Probably if they're out of stock, they're probably already reordered, so it'll
Okay.
be days in most cases. If Noel Rojas is out of stock, then usually we'll just place them back order, and as soon as they come in, then we will restock our shelves, our
Mhm.
virtual shelves, and you can purchase them then. But yeah,
Fantastic.
they're not like a one and done type of thing.
That's what I thought too. Yeah, I could have swore I heard that already, but I wanted to make sure with him because he was literally like, we were talking right before the show started, right before I set up, and Jeremy had a chance to be here, and he was looking through his phone like, I'm gonna message him real quick and just see if I get like, well, we might be talking to Ben for a minute, so we could probably just ask if that
Yeah,
makes
that's the
it
way.
easier. Yeah, see, that's
It's
direct
like
communication.
direct to consumer advertising.
Hmm.
I love it. I love that. Actually, speaking though of back orders, real quick though, I was talking with our local Christoph rep uh, Friday or Thursday. I cannot remember the day, but
Friday.
it was probably Friday. Thank you. Yeah, it was Friday.
That was the
Uh,
question, right?
that was the question. Yeah, I wanted you to
Okay.
let me know when I was talking to this guy, and what I was wearing that day. I appreciate that too, but don't worry about that part. But he's also talking about back order problems. Like he's getting more than he's used to in these times right now. Are you seeing that being a problem in particular companies, or is it just kind of just happens when it happens?
It is an issue with, I mean, so like any cigar manufacturers, you guys included, you never know how a cigar is going to perform. And sometimes it goes crazy and sometimes it doesn't blow up. So, if you produce the same amount of each and one of them is, sells out immediately and immediately builds a back order of a good list of back orders, then you are always on that list. So as soon as they come in, they go to fill back orders. You're still on the back order because people already purchased them, and it creates a little bit of a bottleneck with that.
Hmm.
But yeah, some brands in general, and some, obviously, anything that's like from Prometheus, for example, God of Fires, and the Opus X, the Lost Cities, and stuff like that. Has always been like that. They come in, they go out quickly. Other brands, like this, yeah. In some cases, or some specific lines, you can count on it that it's always going to be quick in and quick out. So we just have to, you know, you can't even prepare to that. In some cases, we'll buy X amount of cigars. Some cases we'll have 30% of them left for a while. People buy them quickly at first, and whatever after the hype is out, maybe people didn't go nuts over them, so they're not restocking them. So you just keep on sitting on them, and some of them are just and Saran's asking more El Pulpo coming. El Popo just came in. Did it sell out? I don't know if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, I
As
didn't
if
even
it's
see it.
That is a
sold
fantastic
out,
cigar, by the way.
It
because
is a
that's just a great example for what we're discussing right now. Uh, I can check and see, but basically cigars like that, they're really exciting and they are really really good. So once they come in, I talked to Billy and Gus. They had a limited amount of them shipped. They ordered a big amount. They only got some of it because it's made at AJ, AJ
Hmm.
makes a ton of cigars. He has to allocate his resources all around, so he can't it's not their own factory at this point
Correct.
yet. Hopefully, it will be at some point, so they can have full control from top to bottom. And Sorensis sold out before it came in, but I can tell you, yes, absolutely, more is coming in. Again, it wasn't a one and done. If you know Billy and Gus, you know that what they do is here to stay.
Oh
They're
Hmm.
yeah.
not in the business of Viva, Viva la Vida. Of course, everybody here smokes Viva. I hope. If you haven't, then you better get to it.
Where you bid?
Eh, exactly. And then they took them, what, 3 years, I think, to come
Hmm.
out with a Pulpo. So they're not going to make a run of 50,000 cigars and be done with it. This is something that they are passionate, that they took the time to create, to perfect, even for their palate and everything, presentation and such. I remember them talking about this more than 2 years ago. I was sworn
Hmm.
to secrecy by a friend DA, but it's been something that's been in the work for so long that I it's, even if it will trickle at first, it will be in every store eventually, because they have such great cigars and they are such hard workers that it'll just get there. Eduardo says, waiting for that create project part two. Yeah. Did you get an email today? You should have gotten an email if that's
Oh,
what you're
nice.
referring to.
What do you call it? I like hearing the sound of that. Yeah, that's such a cool project too, right there. But you're absolutely right about Billy and Gus. So the quality they put in to what they put out
Hmm.
is just phenomenal. It's really it doesn't take second place to anybody. It's fantastic.
Absolutely. If it's, again, the Vivas, the Choshi, which we're very proud that Uh, we have, that it's our cigar, but without them, it would be impossible on any level. And now El Pulpo, which actually was supposed to come out before Choshi, and they pushed it for us to come out sooner, and then that pushed their whole project even a little further. So we're part of the reason, we're part of the problem in this case.
Uh oh. Uh oh. No, I think that no problem there. I think it was a great choice because we got an unbelievable amount of really good cigars right there. I mean, you're talking about two versus one sticks. I'm not sad about that. That's just more to love.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I want to get to the reason I asked you on the show. We talked about this when I called you last week, and actually I wanted to do this right after TPE. We had you scheduled, but unfortunately you weren't feeling so well, so you had to reschedule. And what I want to help explain to everybody is how Lucky Cigar Club goes about choosing cigars to bring in. Everyone's different. Everyone has their own way of doing things. Um, you guys go in with the game plan. You look at the people that are going to be there and say, we got to meet with these people. Got to meet with these people. Is it walking around and trying the stuff? Is it what you think is being hyped and you want to get that stuff in? I mean, how do you go about saying, okay, we're going to spend our money. We're going to spend our money here.
Okay, so first, congratulations on having the only hole to put me in after the show is April 24th. So that's great. Secondly, I have the concentration abilities of a hamster for the most part. So we're gonna have to break that question down to smaller bits so I can answer
Sure.
every aspect of it because it's a great question. In general, so you are referring to how we perceive PCA as a purchasing opportunity, not
Hmm.
just in general. Okay. Yeah, so it has a little bit of every thing, every aspect that uh, you know mentioned. So first and foremost, we know PCA versus we're talking PCA, right? Not TPE,
Hmm.
because TPE is different. Okay. So PCA is the big event. It is an event that we know for sure is going to have some, special releases and limited releases and all the newest. It's like what's it called, that geek show in Vegas where all the new gadgets are coming out. You know
Oh
what I'm
my
talking
goodness,
about?
yeah.
I forget.
What's
I
the
guess I'm
acronym?
not geeky enough. Geek Fest.
Basically,
That
Whatever.
yes.
You
works.
know you know what I'm talking about. And so we take time to prepare for that. I'm gonna give out our secrets, but obviously the manufacturers that we are most interested in, and that means that we know that our members and our customers are most interested in. We put the biggest effort to schedule with them an actual appointment time so
Hmm.
we can have time as early as possible, even in some cases, for example, uh, with the pork tenderloins that we just sent out, that we ordered last year. We were lucky. Our meeting was the last meeting with them that even allowed to pre-order these, and we managed to sneak in there and get enough for our members to to enjoy and purchase. So not everybody was lucky enough. But we will try to to schedule with those, and that will fill up a day or two, but just scattered around the entire show. Then afterwards we walk around. One of the most important things, right after getting the newest and the hottest stuff, is finding out what new brands are there that we don't know. That what kind of gems we can find, diamonds in the rough that we don't know about, that maybe I've heard about, maybe I even haven't heard about. There's so many new brands that come out every single day. And people reach out, and I tell them, send us samples, and samples come in, and we try to smoke all of them, and and find the ones that we really like. But we can't always even do that. The thing about our community in the industry is that it is just that, it's a community. Eh, so walking around, shaking hands, meeting new people is a priority, because that's the soul of the industry, and it's the soul of the cigars that they put out. So I don't even usually smoke a lot of cigars at the show. I'll smoke one or two a day. Afterwards, it's impossible. You guys have been there. The room is smoky. Your throat is dry. Your eye,
Hmm.
you feel like you got COVID,
Yeah,
and you
we
can't.
made that mistake our first year going. Everybody's like, "Oh, here, put that stick down. Now light up this one. Put that stick down. Light up this one." I mean, we are going
I
13,
still
14
do
cigars.
that. I'll be honest. Hopefully nobody I did that to will notice. But I'll still do that, and I'll pick up your stick and I'll smoke it. But I pay zero, almost zero attention to that, because I know that this is not the optimal condition. The cigars are sitting out there in open boxes all day long, drying up. I can't taste the difference. I am like, give me samples. Let me go home. I'll put them in my humidor for 2 weeks, and then I'll smoke them as whatever attracts me most at that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And the people that I met, and the relationship that I made, with you as a brand owner, that reflected that. If we had good rapport, and you're calling me 2 weeks later, hey Ben, how's it going? It's Mike. Whatever. Did you get a chance to try it? You know what, brother? I haven't yet. I'm gonna smoke it today, and I'm gonna smoke it, and I'm gonna see if I enjoy it. And a different cigar might be buried in the bottom, and I totally forgot that I got it. Maybe I don't smoke it for a year.
Hmm.
So that's one of the main things that we do there. And plus, we go around and just seeing all our friends from the industry, that this is one of the only opportunities that we have, for the most part, to meet a lot of them, and to hear what's new, and to hear what's coming, and to make plans together, and to make unique stuff for either for the club or whatnot, and just strengthen our relationship and strengthen the community by doing so.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. So, um, that answers a big chunk of what I was asking. I do appreciate that because I'd always wondered, how do you go about making Luxury Cigar Club, the best um, monthly order club you guys can make it, and that answered it perfectly. So I do appreciate that. And,
Thank you.
and if you could go into a little bit more about the boxes you guys come up with, they're always interesting. They're always unique. Um, it always blows my mind how you guys are able to come up with them every month. It's got to be tasking to do that, and how you guys come up with it. How? What don't give away the secret or anything, but how do you guys like start the process on that?
So there's no real secret. I mean, I can tell you this is a Sisyphus type job that we go through 5 times a month, building these boxes and how do we go about that? It's again pretty much the same way. It's like having a relationship with my vendors where they know when something new is coming out, when something that's more exciting, they either reach out to me or obviously you know we're on the cigar news, if you want to call it that. Any new release that's coming out, any rumors that are coming out, we are on the trail. We're looking for it. I'll reach out. Hey, what's coming out? What's this? What's that? We want it. We want to experience it. If it's a brand that we know and love, sometimes we'll just pre-order. We know it's going to be good. Or even if it's not, you know what I mean? It's something that we know that we want to try. And if we want to try it, then all our members for sure want to try it as well. For example, again, the pork tenderloin. Nobody smoked it when I ordered it because it didn't exist. A lot of cigars that we order, they don't exist yet, but we have to pre-order them in order to make sure that there's that the experience is available for everyone. So that's one aspect. The other aspect is our community, which is phenomenal, especially in this aspect. We get a lot of brands reaching out to me that they come through our members, that our members either discovered and like, listen, you got to talk to Chris and Ben, or you got to send them some samples. And when it comes through any of our members or friends, obviously it takes priority to some degree, right? We want to give it the full attention. We want to give it the full concept, consideration to either put it at the store or introduce it to our members because they obviously, if we haven't heard of it, they haven't heard of it. For the most, obviously there are many members that we have that are so knowledgeable, probably more than Chris and myself. Not probably, definitely more than Chris and myself, and they live this as well, and they know everything even before we hear about it. But it's important for us to make sure that if something is comes through them, we know that they are not just some guy that went and heard about a brand and they're like, hey, guys, smoke it. We know that they know cigars. Our members are cigar nerds, just like us. It's people that live this for the most part. This is the hobby. It's the passion. It's everything. If it's a shitty cigar, they'll be like, obviously, they're not gonna forward it to us to even consider.
That's a good point
Sorry,
too.
I'm
I think
talking too
just
much.
the audience you have built, the consumers are like you said, very knowledgeable. They wouldn't be there if they weren't. They know a good product. They know a good monthly club, so they're already starting off. I would say with you have your intermediates and higher up. They're already the higher up kind of people, but you can take their opinion. Like, hey, if they tell you something, it's probably going to be worth that checkout. And even if it's not, that company might have something later on down the line that you really do appreciate. That like this is definitely something that might need to go in the
Listen,
box now.
absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, who are Chris and I? Are we special cigar people that went to cigar college and then did the cigar apprenticeship at the cigar hospital for 6 years, and then we're the cigar experts? No,
What?
we're guys that love cigars, that smoke cigars, that wanna enjoy and share and share our passion with everyone, and so are they. So they can start their own club, you know what I mean? But they're not going to do that because people have lives. They're not like us, and they don't want to fall into the same trap. But but obviously we appreciate everybody's palate. I don't think that my palate is better than else's, and the only difference is after a while of smoking, it's your preferences. What flavors do you prefer? You can recognize a good cigar even if it tastes like shit. You're like, listen, this is beautifully rolled, great tobaccos. I don't like it. I don't like the flavor. You know what I mean? I don't eat onion. That's me. Sorry, guys, if I offend anyone. I don't eat it. I don't like it. I don't like the texture. I don't like the taste.
My
Some people look at me and they're
grandparents,
like, they're
my
like,
grandparents were onion farmers, sir. So
yes,
this hurts. we lived and died by the onion for many years. No, I'm just kidding. But I totally get what you're saying though.
Yeah,
There's always something good about a cigar that you can pinpoint. Like you said, the construction, the tobacco can be great. That doesn't mean you have to like it at the same time. Taste buds are
right.
taste buds. It's for everyone.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Once upon a time, it used to be like, if I told someone, hey, you got to try this cigar, they would smoke and they'd be like, no, I don't like it. And I'd be like, oh, do I not know a good cigar? What does it mean? Or does he know better than me because he's saying it's bad and I'm saying it's good? It's confusing. But then, like, it dawns on you. It's obviously you know it logically, but it's just a matter of flavor. All you have to do is recognize a good cigar. Not all cigars Chris and I agree on that are phenomenal that go into the box. Some I like and he doesn't. Some he likes and I don't. And but they have to be great cigars. They have to be consistent. That the construction has to be good. The quality has to be good, easily recognizable. You know what I mean? You don't have to be like the greatest cigar aficionado to know quality.
Right. Now, just in case we have some people on the show for whatever reason that might not be familiar with the tiers you guys offer, would you go over those for us?
Yeah, I'll go real quick. Hopefully everybody knows them, but if not, it's simple. We have the core, which is the basic, or just as the name, it's the core. I think it's 18.99 a month. It has at least three cigars. Usually the value is almost double that as far as MSRP, and it's like it's called. Usually it'll be more basic, more core. So maybe core line cigars. We don't have a fancy box or fancy packaging or fancy anything. It's put in a simple box. It's if you want to start to experience a variety and you don't know what to pick, go for this. You're gonna get great cigars that you probably wouldn't pick yourself at the lounge, and they're all good. And then we have the gold, which I think is sold out. I don't think we're selling more of that. Gold and platinum are siblings since day one. We had gold, platinum, and diamond. So I'll go with platinum first. It's five cigars. I think it's $52. Value again is way higher than what you pay. Uh, Always phenomenal cigars. And then the gold is a little bit of a shave down, so you get three of those five cigars. You pay, I think, $40. Then we have palladium, which is pretty much like platinum, but a totally different set of cigars, about the same value. And then after that, we have Sapphire. Sapphire is $69 and is again a much higher value. It just allows us to put cigars with higher MSRPs in there that we can't put in the lower tiers, and it's a little more exclusive. And then at the top, we have Diamond, which has been sold out for I don't know how many months already, and nobody leaves it for some reason. Good for them. It's $150 a month. Again, you can do the calculation. There's a higher value, but that really allows us to put some unicorns in there every month. So that's it. I don't think I forgot anything. Nope, that's it.
And the
As
fact
far
that you
as
guys keep them closed as soon as you have a certain amount allows, I'm assuming, to make sure the quality doesn't go down, so you're not scrounging for too much of one particular item. And I really
right.
do appreciate that, because you could just take the money and run and say, okay, as many as you guys want to buy, no problem. But that would not solve the problem of the quality,
Hmm.
versus quantity.
Right. Because at first, when we were growing and growing and growing, eh, we reached a certain, at first there's no problem. Let's say I have 10 members, I can put an opus in each of them. You know what I mean? It's 10 members. It's not a big deal. You know what I mean? I can find a box somewhere. I'm just saying. Once you get to, a few hundreds, then it gets harder, to get that. Then you have to go a little less, and you get to 1,000, let's say. There's almost no coveted cigar, let's say, that you can just go and call the manufacturer and be like, hey, I want 1,000, whatever. Uh, I mean, we put Opus at Lost City, at a certain, we put it twice in the box. But once we got to a certain point, we're like, listen, they don't have those quantities for us. We can't keep growing this. It's not going to be fair because we are going to have to sacrifice our choices for that. So that's when we took platinum and locked it down and opened palladium. So now we have another tier that we can grow in that aspect. And when that got to a certain point, we're like, okay, that's enough with those two. And we opened sapphire, which allowed us again to go a little higher. And yeah, hopefully we'll keep on doing those. Different tiers, and if anybody has ideas for different tiers they'd like to see, maybe we would even consider them.
Hmm.
That's very nice. Yeah, I
I
don't know
mean,
if
we
I've
get
ever
with
I don't know if I've ever asked you before, but we've been talking since day one, since before the box is launched.
Hmm.
Did you have any monthly subscriptions that weren't cigars that you very much appreciate? Like the same, maybe like kind of gave you an idea, like, oh, this could really work. People like the monthly sign up
Watch
model.
Gang, Gentleman's
Yeah,
Club,
anything like that. Maybe.
Bespoke.
Yeah.
so I know them now. We did not know them back then. I mean, obviously we knew the model. I think my in-laws gave me a popcorn of the month subscription once for my birthday or something like that. a but when we looked in the beginning, we were like, okay, before we even started, we're like, okay, we did some research and we're like, there is nothing out there that I would like to receive. There's no subscription for cigars that I would be like, okay, this seems exciting to me, or even something else, the bespoke or whatever. Even when you look at them now and you see what comes in, you're like, it's pretty cool. And honestly, if I got it as a gift, I wouldn't complain. Or if I knew somebody that was into this type of stuff, I gave it to them as a gift. I know it's a cool gift, but would I get it for myself? Because I would say, I don't know what percentage. I'll just throw it out there. 95% of our members, they buy it for themselves. It's not like, you know what I mean. If I was big, I love popcorn. Would I buy myself a popcorn subscription? No. If I feel like, oh, you know what, I want to try a new popcorn, I'll go to whatever it's called at the mall. They have like a huge popcorn thing. You know that? You guys have those too? Like all kinds of different flavors and
Not here, but in LA,
spices.
there's ones in LA. Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely heard.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, there's no close to us.
But yeah, obviously just an example. But I'm like, and I'll go and I'll try, and I know that I'll probably enjoy it, but it's not gonna be something that I would subscribe for myself because I'm looking to experience new things. Same probably with the most of the wine clubs that will send you out a bottle of something random, because I know it's something I can most likely go to the store and pick up for less than what I would pay for the subscription. So when we were talking about ourselves, we're like, what will we want to get? And and there was not, the subscriptions that were there were usually from big box cigar companies. And when you see what they gave out, they'll show you pictures. You're like, okay, some like Cuban heritage family stuff, and some, not bottom shelf, but just average stuff that they either had left in the back and couldn't sell or stuff like that. Nothing exciting.
And, that's
So
actually
It's
one of the
true.
things that drew us to you guys, because we both started around the same time. Us with the live show and you guys with the boxes. And I remember calling and talking to Chris. I think like a month or two before the boxes went out. It was that February they went out, and I'd asked him some questions about what was going to be in the boxes because we'd already been looking at other clubs, and a lot of stuff that we saw was stuff that we could just walk in to Cigars and More and be like,
Pick up.
okay, well
Yeah.
here it is, here it is, here it is.
Yeah.
And we didn't want that. We wanted stuff that we couldn't find here, stuff that we couldn't get here, and we knew it'd be a great price because obviously California with our high tax on tobacco, it was going to be a great deal for us.
right.
When you guys started putting, Atabay, we didn't have Atabay out here just yet. It was fantastic. You guys put the El Septimos in there, and we didn't have them out here yet. It was amazing, you know. And I forget what it was. I think I want to say, oh man, this is one of the first boxes. I forget what it was, but it was now I gotta remember. It was a guy I've been wanting to try, and we didn't have it out here yet. And next thing you know, I get your box, and there it is. So it was wonderful. It wasn't like some of these other clubs where you're getting Monte Cristo or Camacho, stuff like that. You can just go in any
There's
humidor.
not, there's nothing wrong with that, and
No, no.
there's like a seat for every butt, or whatever the saying goes in English. But a it suits a certain person. If we did a Monte Cristo and CAO club, it would probably fit a wider or a much wider a cut in the cigar smoker world. But we are in this very specific niche that is our that's the cigars we like smoking. And it's not that I would turn down a Camacho or a Monte Cristo. If somebody gave it to me, I would smoke it and I would enjoy it too. But it's
Right.
not what we love to smoke and what we love to explore on a personal level.
Yeah,
So
no,
somebody's saying
exactly.
here about a Frightmare meetup. Tell me more.
Oh, Richard, yes. Every May, it used to start in the beginning of May. Now it's towards the end of May. We go
Yeah.
to Texas for a convention called Texas Frightmare Weekend. It's a horror convention. There's a lot of movie personnel and stars
Hmm.
and memorabilia and stuff.
A lot of fun.
It's a great time. It really is. And maybe like the second year we went, we brought a box of cigars and just kind of
And we
offered
brought a
them.
box of Andalusian Bulls.
Yeah, it was a box of bowls, and we just kind of
Ooh.
shared people with us there, and
Then the next year,
brought a
we
couple
brought a
more.
couple
Yeah.
boxes. And then I
Of
think by
Bulls?
the third or fourth year, no, 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 different stuff.
We'll
I think
push it
by
up.
the
Yeah.
by the fourth year, we had about 65 people on the patio smoking. It was a lot of fun.
Wow. So you know what? I love horror, and I will definitely consider that. And do I need to bring a box of Frecky? I'll bring a box of Frecky if necessary.
Oh, Richard's already put. Yeah, he's already putting in like if that is a great cigar though. It was our number one for the year, and I don't blame him for mentioning that because yeah, it is a
So that's
wonderful.
a great example too of a cigar that we put in the box. And two cigars actually, if you remember when it came out.
Hmm.
And just meeting with Alan, talking to him, amazing person, that I enjoyed thoroughly. And when he sent us the samples and they were delicious, that sealed it. We're like, this has to go out. We have to, to help. But we're like a, what do you call it, loud speaker, blowhorn? I don't know what it's called.
Oh yeah.
Because again, think about how many hundreds or even thousands of brands are coming out or came out in the past few years.
Hmm.
How can you elevate yourself over the noise? Really, really hard. It's really hard work. And even if you have the best cigar, it's like you just need to be heard. You just need the publicity. And that's part of where we come in because we made ourselves really loud. We put ourselves right in the middle. And we got the trust of the people that subscribe to us by putting really good cigars and not disappointing. So they know that if something comes out, it's good.
Yeah.
So we're happy that we had an opportunity to support them and still do.
Oh man, yeah. Alan, the whole crew, they're good people and
Hmm.
great cigars, like you said. From the first time we met them too, it was like we knew this was going to be a good friendship, and it has been really great to see how they've expanded in the time they've been doing this, and to hear the background of starting with the pipe, the little guy. I
Yeah,
thought that was really cool.
I have one
I have
here.
still have not used it. I'm not gonna lie.
I have one here.
I
I'm
gotta
gonna
use mine.
show it.
Oh
But
no, you got
is
it
it
there.
here or is it in my travel case? Probably in my travel case. Beautiful black wood. And he hated me for. Sorry, I'm with my back to you. He hated me when I asked him to do it in blackwood because apparently that's the hardest wood to carve, and you have to carve in basically our logo into it. So he was probably cursing while he was working. So, well, I
Oh
didn't tell
man,
him to do it.
no, no, no. It was a mutual decision. It doesn't. Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't tell him to put an option of blackwood. I was just like, this looks the coolest. This is what I want.
there's nothing wrong with that.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. Oh man.
So, getting back to the PCA, um, knowing this year that it's going to be only about 8 9 months before we're back at PCA in March of next year.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, how do you think that's going to affect the manufacturers? because they're barely going to be getting back into the factory. What, beginning mid January after their vacations, when they close the factories at the end of the year, and then they got to get right back to it. I mean, March is only a couple months away from that. How do you feel they're going to be able to fit the demand that comes with the PCA being in March?
Eh, so two ways I would do it as a manufacturer like that is a either start now and work on both of them because you're gonna have to do that because 2 months to produce and rest cigars that are ultra premium cigars is not enough time. Or the other way, again, for example, I'm taking the same example, the pork tenderloin. It, it just release the concept and then work on it afterwards, and take your time, but take the orders back. Take the orders at the show while you're working on the other stuff that you just sold a few months ago, and just
Makes
keep
Okay.
sense. Makes
keep
sense.
the train running.
And then what about 2025? With the change of venue, how do you think that's going to affect everything?
I don't think it'll affect anything much. Do you think it'll? I mean, most people that travel, doesn't matter where you're traveling,
Hmm.
right? Doesn't make a big difference. So I don't know by in what aspect it might change in
That's
your
true
perspective.
because a lot of guys do fly out already for Vegas. They
Yeah,
just fly somewhere else instead at
I
that point.
I just knew a lot of the East Coast guys. They stopped coming because it was so close to Fourth of July. They couldn't get away from their shops. But now that it's in March, it should be easier for them to be able to travel, regardless of where it's going to be, whether it's Florida, New Orleans, Vegas, Tampa.
Right.
Just
I
kind of.
think one of the important things that should be re-implemented, or at least observed a little more carefully, is either providing deals to attendees only, either allowing orders by attendees only. Otherwise, the last few shows we come because a it's close to us, we drive or we take a really short flight from Phoenix to Vegas. But a lot of people they're like, why do I need to come? I'll just call. Hey, what's your uh,
Show
you know
deals, yeah.
what's the deal this show? Oh, buy six get whatever. Okay, yeah, I'll grab a couple of those. Thanks, buddy. Next guy, hey, what's your deal? Okay, oh, you have a new release. Okay, put me down for whatever. And
Hmm.
then some people do care about that, manufacturers, and they're like, listen, this is a TPE deal. We're only doing it for attendees. But most people just they need the sales. You know what I mean? The economy is changing. There's not, it's not going crazy. It's not like you can immediately sell everything you have. People need to sell. If somebody calls and tells you, hey, I'll buy some, a lot of people will say, okay, sold. That's, I'm running a business here. But if people do make sure to at least the top echelon of products will be restricted to attendees only and members, of course, paying members of PCA, then we can assure that more people will attend, and that will just benefit the industry as a whole, and of course the event.
Yeah, because you're right. I have heard Stoner say, why waste the money of flying out to Vegas, getting a room, having to feed people, having to pay extra people to work when some people are gone at the show, when I can just call up and get the deals. So having deal exclusives that are really show exclusive makes a lot of sense.
Right now, on both ends, if I'm a vendor, I'm like, why do I need to come and do this and do that? I'll just, advertise. I'll send an email to all my customers. Here's my TPE deal, because they know there's TPE, probably not coming anyways, right? They're not gonna know if I'm there or not,
Hmm.
and I'm saving that many thousands of dollars, maybe losing a couple of new customers, but nothing major, and be on with my life. We want this event to be successful because it's an important event for the industry.
Right.
100%.
So that's how I see it.
Okay.
But I wouldn't mind the change of scenery, but it's just me. I've been to Vegas, same as you guys, maybe 100 times. It's not
Easily.
exciting to me on a personal level. Oh, I'm going to Vegas or I'm going to
Well, I mean
gamble with.
that's just because you haven't dined in the dark yet. I know it's something that we talked about, but we just haven't had a chance to actually get it done.
I'm just afraid to go there with you. I don't know. Here, Ben, try this.
But I totally get what you're saying, though. I mean, the exciting part about going to Vegas for PCA is PCA. It's the people you get to see, and that's
Right,
not going to change whether it's Vegas or I think some rumor mill was like New Orleans or
Hmm.
something. I still want to see everyone. I want to see you there. I want to see all the manufacturers. I want to see some reps that I don't get to see that often. Um, some of the other shows I don't get to see them unless we're at these events. So
right.
you move it to you move to Spokane, Washington. It's still the people I want to see, and then I've never been to Spokane, so I get it checked. That's fine with me too. But
I have,
Vegas,
and I'm not going if it's there. But other than
No.
that, any other place.
you're boycotting you're boycotting Spokane.
No, no, I'm not. I've been there. I mean, Matt, if you know Matt lives there, we went to visit it. I'm just saying, you do want to go somewhere that you do have some kind of nightlife or some kind of attraction other than the show. Just to, at the end of the
True.
day, just to be able to unwind. But and Vegas is perfect for that, absolutely. But
Yeah.
could be refreshing.
Yeah, switch it up
I mean, I
to
see nothing
somewhere.
wrong with the other ones. New Orleans, I've never been and never tried out. Tampa, we were just there last December. I love Tampa; it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
it is.
so yeah, wherever they decide to hold it, I mean, we'll be there. It'll be fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll be there. We'll all be there. Whoever's important will be there. That's for sure.
The good guys, the good people will definitely make it, and then
Yeah.
hopefully it'll spark new people to go like they're wanting. Honestly, that's why I'm assuming the date switch. So like you said, it's not so close to Fourth of July and a very important weekend to be in your shop.
Hmm.
Right.
So this will just give everyone that opportunity. Whether maybe it is a little closer to them. So instead of us being the ones that drive to it, we fly for once and then they can drive there. Um,
Yeah.
that's totally fine.
Hmm.
Or do
I
a road trip. Go do 3 4 days in the car. It's not gonna kill you.
I
I've done
was
it
thinking
before.
about renting an RV and we'll come pick you up and we'll go that way.
You know what? I'm in, man. Actually, I'm in. You do that. Come pick me up, and we'll share a bunk. I don't know how it works in an RV.
I'm gonna let you have your own. I will sleep on those little captain's corner chairs. I'm totally fine with that. Just expect
Okay.
a lot of gas station coffee. I can already tell.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'm afraid of is not being able to get good coffee out on the road sometimes because I don't know where places are half the time. All you see is if you go to any place in America, you're gonna run into a dozen gas stations and a Starbucks. I don't want to go to Starbucks. All right, I'm tired of Starbucks.
No, we can bring our own maquinata. We can bring a grinder and some beans. We'll be good.
I like the way you think. I like it. Well, but only when we're parked though, because I have bad luck. I know I will drop it if we're on the road, and I'm not
Okay,
willing to
only
find
when we're
myself.
parked.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
We'll
Yeah, yeah.
do that.
That's ridiculous. All right. I want to thank you for your time. We're just at the end of the show, so we're gonna let you get going. We do appreciate all your insight and thank you for answering all of our questions.
My pleasure. Of course,
If
I'm with you.
anybody needs to get a hold of you, where can they get a hold of you?
Any way you want. There are like a million ways. Anybody that wants to talk to me can either go on Instagram and reach out to Luxury Cigar Club. They can reach out to me there, Luxury Cigar Ben. They can go on the website. There's a chat box. They can ask for me, and I'll probably be informed immediately. You can send an email to info@luxurycigarclub.com. You can send a pigeon, and it'll just fly to me. Try that. Anyway, there's many ways.
That is
I'm gonna try the pigeon, but no guarantees it'll get to you. I don't know how to train them yet, so I'm working on
No,
that.
no, they just fly. They all fly to me. Don't worry about that.
Oh, okay. That works. All right. Yeah, that's gonna have to happen then. And real quick, Luxury has the best customer service. They respond almost instantly. Now,
Thanks,
Eduardo, though,
Eduardo.
is that because you are also a pigeon expert though? Because I do know he has his own trained falcon in his apartment, so
Oh,
it's very difficult to keep those, in small areas.
hmm
But if you can, like Eduardo's got the skills. I know he does. So that's a whole other ball game right there.
it is a different ball game. I always liked the Falcons, but on a serious note, thank you, Eduardo, for that. I mean, that's one of our claim to fame. Claims to fame is the customer service, and if Kelly or Allie or Debbie or myself or somebody's always on there waiting for you to reach out and answer your questions, and either through the website or on the emails. Even if it's in the middle of the night, none of us sleep. We just see an email, we reply immediately. Solve all your problems.
Oh, I love it. I need more stuff like that in my life right there.
Yeah.
All
You
right,
do.
people. We're gonna wrap it up for today. But again, thank you so much for being on with us, Ben. Is there anything you want to make sure they know before you wrap up? Anything, any meetups or anything that's going on that they got to know about?
Any meetups? So one is if you subscribe to Create, look for your email. There's information on there for the meetup. If you signed up for our monthly pairing event, we're actually having our good friend Lee from Stone Throne. I think it's Thursday night. It's going to be an amazing event. If you guys want to join, let me know. You might be able to still join even with we give out a free cigar. They're already sent out, but you can still join if you want just to come in and share the experience with us. Just let me know in private. And that's it for now. Many things to come. Sign up to the text club. Sign up for the emails. Make sure you're on board. If you're a member and you're not in Discord, you're missing out. So do that as well. And if you're not a member, what are you waiting for?
That's a good point. All right, guys, make sure you sign up. Check that out. Cannot wait to see you over at PC, or hopefully even before then.
Hmm.
And we'll talk to you soon, brother.
All right. Talk to you soon. Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me again.
All right, everyone, y'all
My
have a great
pleasure.
day.